This is Rhonda McCarthy, the Nail Mogul, and this video is a request. I had a request from a new subscriber that wanted to know how I clean my brushes and keep them clean. Well, I would like to first start the video by showing you this brush, kind of like the brush. This is how the brush looks as it's been stored. So it's smooth, it's in good condition. You're really not supposed to put your fingers in your brushes, but just wanted you to see that. Now, I never use acetone on my brushes. I give my brushes an acrylic liquid. Acrylic monomer is the technical term, but I give my brushes an acrylic monomer bath before I put them up. So 3 things that's going to help you to keep your brush clean. Number one, nail baby dolls, is the way in which you pick up your acrylic powder, because if you're picking it up in a way that doesn't help to keep the brush clean, the acrylic is going to be all up inside of the bristles here. So I'm going to show you a way that you can pick the acrylic up so that the brush stays nice and clean. Second thing, and I need to redo my nails, guys, because this hand is like totally busted. Take a look. But second thing is the angle at which you put your acrylic on. If you take your brush and angle it this way, and I'm gonna, hopefully you can see this. If you angle your brush this way and put your acrylic on, it's gonna take the acrylic as you set it down and shoot it up inside the bristles. That's another reason why your brush gets dirty and loaded with acrylic. And third thing is what will keep your brush loaded with acrylic is how much pressure you are applying when you place your acrylic down on the nail. So let's go ahead and let me just show you something. First thing I want to show you is when you dip your brush in your monomer and then pick up your acrylic. One way to keep your brush clean, and then I will show you at the end what I do with my orange wood stick. Handy dandy orange wood stick. I always keep an orange wood stick handy on my nail table when I'm working with acrylics, because this is also a way to keep it nice and clean throughout the service, and then you end up with a nice clean brush. So there's my handy dandy orange wood stick. So let's take a look. Dip your brush in, slide your bristles. If you take your brush, and I'm trying to angle this so that you can see it real well, but if you take your brush and dip it way down into the powder like that, and you get this kind of a ball, that is not what you want. The acrylic should not be up here, so your brush is going to stay full of acrylic. Now, take a look at my brush. When I slid that off, and I'm going to show you another thing that also helps to keep your brush nice and clean, is if you do dip it all the way down into the powder and then you have to get rid of it, when you set it down on your towel, you don't want to angle your brush and then smash it into the paper towel that way. You want to take the angle totally out and slide the acrylic off. Take a look at the brush. Take a look at it. Evidence doesn't lie. This is not photoshopped. It's all really, really simple techniques. So I'm going to flip over my paper towel, and now I'm going to show you number 1 that I gave you, how you can keep your brush clean by the way you pick up your acrylic. All right, so I'm going to skim my brush over the top. Take a look at how the acrylic is sitting on the brush. Watch when I set it down what it does. See how it comes off nice and clean? Nice and clean. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, I want to show you what happens when you put your acrylic on at the wrong angle. that makes your brush dirty as well. So take your brush, dip it in. I'm gonna skate lightly just over the top of the acrylic powder. I got a nice little ball, but I'm just doing that to kind of prove a point. Now when we set this down on the nail, if we angle the brush this way, where our angle is all the way up here, we're gonna smash that acrylic. What we wanna do is we wanna set the acrylic onto the nail this way at this angle. So watch when I set it on the paper towel. Let me bring that up close. Take a look, everyone. Now let's see the wrong way to do it. I'm gonna really angle my brush. Watch me angle my brush. Take a look. And now look at the brush. Take a look. So the proof is right there of what I'm saying. The reason why I can keep my brush so clean is number of things. Number one, I don't dig my brush all the way down into the powder so that the acrylic comes up to about halfway. The second thing is, number two, is that when I pick up my acrylic and I skate over the top, it keeps the brush from getting loaded with acrylic. Number three, when I take my brush and I set my acrylic down on the nail, I don't angle the brush like this. I put the brush at 0 degrees. And what that does is it allows me to just lightly pull the brush away. Now, if all else fails, and I like my little pieces of paper towel, those are very, very convenient. If you watch my video on I can't get the smell. I can't get the smell out of my home nail studio. I use a piece of cardboard and these little pieces of paper towel to keep the monomer from going all over the place. So my nail table over here, the towel, none of that smells like acrylic monomer. So if you walk into my house right now, it doesn't smell like acrylic, like I do acrylics in my home. After a short period of time, probably a good half an hour or so, the smell is totally gone because I work to contain the smell. So that's what these are for. But I also just want to show you when I put my brush up, what I do. I take my handy dandy orange wood stick, and what I do is I press my bristles out this way and then flip it over and press it out that way. You want to do front to back or north to south. You do not want to turn the brush this way and then flatten it out that way. Why? Because, and you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. See how it's separating the bristles? See how the bristles look different with this move right here? Now, I do that a few times throughout the acrylic surface as well, just to keep the brush. Now watch. What I do is, once I'm ready to put my brush up, I brush front to back, or north to south, you can call that. And then I turn the brush on its side and lightly, to pull the edges in, very lightly, take a look at the shape of the brush. This is how I'm going to be putting it away. I then lay the brush at 0 degrees angle. I'm not angled this way. I'm not angled and pressing the top of the bristles to damage the brush. I'm laying it completely flat and then just pulling it a little bit. Turn it on the other side and pull it a little bit so that it's not sopping wet. Take a look at how beautiful that brush is. I like this whole, yay, sparkles. Okay, well, Ro, I hope that this helps you. Thank you for your request. Guys, please, if you would like to see a particular video, please drop me a line at The Nail Mogul on YouTube, and I will be happy to do a video for you. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button. And once again, remember that all things are possible with God. Let's put that down again. Look how pretty that brush is, guys. Bye now, baby dolls. Bye.